So, on the topic of these awakenable SRs, I find it a little funky to talk about because they did get their awakenings around 2017 to 2018, but most of these guys are just not really that useful. It's like we take Super Saiyan 3 Bardock, for example, right? It's like we take a look at him on paper. It's like, okay, he has 80% attack performing a super attack and 80% defense for the first 5 turns from the start of turn. It may look nice at first for 2017, but as time goes on, it's like you look at him, he doesn't get defense in a super attack effect, and he just starts out with his 80% defense. It's like, that's really all there is to this guy. It's nothing really too special about this guy. Seriously. And he has such a weird funky. What is this leader skill? Super Saiyan 3 category, AGL, int, and physical, 2 key, and 40% the stats. What? What? Why? Why is this his leader skill? I've never seen this leader skill in my life. A category leader skill that only leads to typings. What? That's so interesting. That's so interesting. What's going on, guys? It's your boy Dev, back with another one of these Dokkan battle videos. Today we're going to talk about the awakenable SRs that are in Dokkan. So, let's go ahead and pull up this Goku. You guys have definitely pulled this guy before inside your summons. You guys have seen this physical Super Saiyan 2 GT Goku in your summons, right? Of course, it's inside the pool. It's an awakenable SR where you go ahead and you awaken him. You get your 21 Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta medals and awaken him into Super Saiyan 3 Goku, and he becomes a tech and physical support type unit of 2 key and 25% attack, and he has a super attack effect where he gives all allies 20% attack for 1 turn. You have definitely seen this guy before, but the real question is for this video is that, do any of these guys serve any purpose inside of your box other than to just be rainbow fodder, just to say that you have this specific unit rainbowed and then that specific unit rainbowed? I would honestly say no, and we're going to go ahead and go over every single one of these awakenable SRs, and we're going to see how usable these guys are and the sort of functionality and like the teams that you can probably put them on. I don't know, to be honest, because I have only ever used, I think I've only ever used this guy. This guy has to be the best awakenable SR in the game, right? It's the best SR in the game because he seals, he's a attack debuffer, and he has dodge chance. This guy is definitely a great battle road unit just in general because that seal, dodge chance, and attack debuff. More so for the attack debuff and the sealing because that's super useful, but like everyone else besides this bull right here is just, I've not touched these guys like ever, because they're just not that useful at all. Now, if you guys have had any encounters with any of these specific units that I'm about to talk about, please let me know down below in the comment sections. So let's go ahead and talk about all of these SR units. So, Super Saiyan 3 AGL Bardock, of course, he does gain 80% attack performing a super attack, and he gains 80% defense for the first 5 turns for the start of turn. That does sound kind of solid for his time back in 2017 for an awakenable SR. He might have been the best awakenable SR back then, because this doesn't look too bad for a 2017. He also has Prepare for Battle Over in the Flash. You guys can remember Over in the Flash was a meta relevant link, and also he totes Fierce Battle because he awakens from the Super Saiyan 3 Bardock medals. Yes? Yeah? Pretty sure he does. Yeah, he does. He awakens from the Super Saiyan 3 Bardock medals. So this guy might have been probably the best awakenable SR back then, because this is okay. This is okay for his time. But when you lead up to today's meta, this guy's obviously not going to be any sort of use now, because he's like, his super attack effect obviously is completely dead because lowering defense is completely useless, and 80% defense is just clearly not enough. So this guy doesn't even have a niche on where you can use him at. He doesn't seal, he doesn't stun, he doesn't dodge, he doesn't debuff, he does literally nothing. He doesn't even support. He does nothing but be self-sufficient to himself and share his Prepare for Battle and Over in the Flash with the team. But hey, guess what? We're in 2023. Over in the Flash is, it's not even dead in the water. It's in a graveyard somewhere. So yes, it's like this guy with Over the Flash just doesn't matter anymore. It's like, okay, Super Saiyan 3, but Super Saiyan 3 is a dead team. But Prepare for Battle is actually a solid link. So this guy is completely unusable in today's meta. So this guy's just trash. Now moving on over to Boda Magetta. We're gonna bring up both the Boda Magettas. Just talk about both of them. So both of the Boda Magettas are different from one another. One lowers attack and their super attack effect and gains more key attack and defense, and gains less key and attack defense to go up against specific amount of enemies. So when you're going up against one enemy, this guy gets 2 ki and 70% attack and defense. When going against that one specific enemy, obviously he gains an additional 2 ki and 30% attack and defense. We're going against 2 or more enemies, so that's not separate, huh? Yeah, he says plus an additional 2 ki and 30% attack and defense, because it says additional. Or is it just separate? I don't know, but still, if we just take a look at what this guy has, it's like, for 2019, this is trash. I'm just gonna say it outright. This is honestly trash. I guess they meant for you to use this guy inside Battle Road. It's because he lowers attack, which lowering attack is definitely useful, and he does have a leader skill, which you go ahead and use inside Battle Road to lower all enemies' attack. You could do like some sort of weird, funky lowering the enemy's attack build. Like, I've definitely seen it before with a guy like this. So you can run like a sort of like a weird double lowering attack like kind of build, and you can probably get your way through there. I don't know. I've definitely seen people do these sort of weird team builds before. But to sum it all up, this guy back then in 2019, just like, I mean, well, let's just say 2018 because he came out first on global. This guy back in 2018 on global, it's just like lowering attack. This guy will probably still get you clapped inside Battle Road. I mean, there might be someone out there who completed it with this guy, sure, but it's like, this guy sucks. It's like this is nothing. This is completely just nothing. It's like more than likely to go up against 2 or more enemies, so you're gonna have this part of his passive active. Also, someone go ahead and let me know if this is separate, because it says plus an additional, so I'm gonna assume that it is together. I don't know. I don't know. Someone please let me know down below, because I cannot tell. So, I mean, lowering attack is definitely good inside a super attack effect, and he does have a leader skill that does lower physical type enemies attack, so you can definitely do some weird little funky lower the enemy attack like leader skill thing, like a dual lowering attack leader skill, like a one lowering the enemy's attack by 40% and another one, and you could have the Battle Road enemy's attack lower by 80% in total with the dual leader skill. You can do something funny, but other than that, this guy is just, we don't really want this, because all he's doing is lowering attack. And he has a bit of a meme build leader skill. Let's go on over to the physical Boda Magetta. So his leader skill is, you get 40% damage reduction. That is an interesting leader skill. 40% damage reduction to the entire team. He lowers defense, which is completely useless. He also starts out with 80% defense, which is literally nothing. And he gains a 50% chance to have 50% damage reduction. Okay, so you can definitely do something interesting with this guy, like you do with this guy, because if you take a look at him, right, it's like he does have a chance to get that damage reduction. I feel as if, though, if this guy, ooh, I don't know, because you can do another weird, like, sort of funky team with this guy. You can do, like, a dual, well, if someone ever ran this as a leader skill, if someone was like to run this guy as like a leader skill rainbowed, you can do like a dual 40% damage reduction leader skill team, one as yours and one as the friend support, and then this guy can have 90% damage reduction. But it's really like, this is more consistent because attack lowering is just, I mean, if you're running double of these guys, the leader skill is more consistent because you're lowering the enemy's attack by 80%. And this guy already lowers attack anyway, so you can definitely do some sort of weird meme build with this guy. But this guy over here is just like, you gotta take a chance with his damage reduction, so it's not gonna be as consistent as the lowering attack sort of build. So, I mean, the physical Boda Magetta, you can, I mean, the physical Boda Magetta, you can, and the S-tier Boda Magetta, they're pretty much meat builds. We're just gonna call it outright. You can do some sort of funny, funky build with these two guys. But can I say they're completely useless? No, because you can definitely get some use out of them with those little weird builds. So yes, let's move on over to the physical Super Saiyan 3 Goku. Right? So physical Super Saiyan 3 Goku, all he is a support type unit, tech type, and physical type, 2 ki and 25% attack, and inside the super attack effects, he raises all allies' attack by 20% for 1 turn. So what this guy is doing is essentially, he's just a type, he's just some sort of like type support type unit. And in this day and age in Dokkan, we don't really use these type of guys anymore. We do only like category support type units, or all allies support type units, or super class allies, or stream class allies. We don't do this sort of typing support type, like We don't do this no more. And he doesn't even give defense. Now, if he gave like defense, I could see you like squeezing them in some sort of like run inside Battle Road or somewhere like for the earlier Battle Road stages. But like he doesn't even give defense, so it doesn't really make a point to run this guy. He doesn't gain defense nowhere on his passive. And that's really all there is to be said. He's just a standard support type unit. And if you think you're going to leave this guy in slot 1 to give the whole rotation 20% attack, it literally makes no sense to do that. Let me go ahead and take a look at Super Saiyan 3 and Shadow Dragon Saga real quick. So for Super Saiyan 3, it's tech and physical. So physical, I mean for him, that's for him and for him. I mean, back then, maybe for him. That's like this doesn't seem too bad to run this guy right next to this guy for that support type passive. But yeah, I mean for this guy, obviously, not really, but still. Let me see tech. It's like, I mean, tech Super Saiyan 3 Go tanks back then, maybe. And you have the Super Saiyan 3 Broly, sure, I guess. And then like this tech Super Saiyan 3 Angel Goku right here, sure. But like he was probably just a Super Saiyan 3 or Shadow Dragon Saga support type unit back then, because he did not have all these categories back in 2017. All he had back in 2017 was what, Super Saiyan 3 and Shadow Dragon Saga, because Super Saiyan 3 Bardock came out in 2017, right? Yes, he did. And this guy's awakening was August 3rd of 2017. So his awakening was, damn, his awakening was before Super Saiyan 3 Bardock dropped though. So all he had was Shadow Dragon Saga when he got his awakening. Yes, we gotta look at Shadow Dragon Saga then. Let me take a quick peek at Shadow Dragon Saga. So all the only units that he could support back on Shadow Dragon Saga upon his awakening was these two, the Sin and Omega Shenron, along with this Pan. And then he could support that Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta along with this Nova. Yes, it's like he doesn't have, it's like there's barely any use for him to support. So, I mean, if he's supporting Omega and Gogeta, I guess sure. But like, I don't know. Let me take a quick look at. They did drop August. So yeah, that's, you know what's funny about this? His awakening drops literally when the Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta and the Omega Shenron does drop. Yes. Yeah, they do. So he supports two of the best units in the game at the time. Yeah, that's cool. But then like as time went on, his whole passive and his super attack effect does become fodder. So this guy now is just pretty trash. But what he did back then was support two of the best units in the game at the time, quote unquote, I guess, being Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. I mean, Gogeta was probably the best unit in the game at the time, but Omega was probably a step below him. So this guy is probably completely useless in this day and age because we don't use typing support type units now. Let's go on over to the extreme class characters. We're gonna go ahead and we're just gonna burn through this. Let's go ahead and bring up all of these guys. Yes. Now let's go ahead and start with Omega. Omega is literally similar to that Super Saiyan 3 Goku, where he did get his awakening the same day that Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta and Omega Shenron did drop. So he is AGL and Tech Type 2 key and 25% attack. So the only category he had back then was Shadow Dragon Saga. So he's AGL and Tech Type. I mean, he did have Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta to support. I guess you can run him on Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta's team. And then he could support Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. So Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta had the two support type units that you can run with him at the time. You had him, and he had, let me go ahead and exit this out. Yeah, Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta had you, and he had you. So if these two were on rotation with Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, he was getting what? That was 4 key and 50% attack. Yeah, man, that's not too bad. And how many links does Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta share with the Super Saiyan 3 Goku? So it's like, it's Super Saiyan, Over in the Flash, GT, and Fierce Battle, along with Kamehameha, right? Yeah, so they're sharing quite a bit of links. Kamehameha, Super Saiyan, Over in the Flash, GT, and Fierce Battle. Yeah, that's 5 links. Yeah, wow, so they shared 5 links with him. This is actually not a bad rotation for the Shadow Dragon Saga team, no? And you have him floating off rotation supporting this guy? And Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta? That's actually not bad. I'm not going cap. Hey, these two for the time is actually okay, but they aged terribly with these typing supports. But still, that's actually something I have to note. Yeah, that's something that's noted for sure. So other than him being a support type unit for Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta and that Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, this guy's just trash, okay? It's like, cool, he has big bad bosses and shocking speed and fear and favor some of these villain links, but other than him being a support type unit for probably the best unit in the game at the time, being Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, this guy is completely just trash. So moving on over to Super Janemba, he does extreme damage. Extreme? You got, okay, for those who don't know, extreme is a step below supreme damage. That is a step below the supreme damage multiplier, meaning that extreme damage is worse than supreme. Why did they give him extreme? I mean, I know he doesn't hit hard anyways, but okay. So he is a orb changer. He changes physical type key spirits to AGL, and he has 20% attack at the start of turn. So of course he's a Janemba unit with great links. I mean, big bad boss is shocking speed. His link set is entirely great, but the problem is that he's just an orb changer. So the only place you would probably use him at is for like the punching bag event, I guess, so that you can have orbs change from a specific type to the typing that you need, so you can get those annoying missions done. That's the only place I see this guy being used. He's a 2017 unit, okay? What can I say? Like back then, where would you use him back then? Like what? Where was he being used back then? I can't think of anywhere. It's like, just an orb changer, punching bag event. That's the first thing that comes to mind when I see an orb changer. So Janemba, great link set of course, but he's doing extreme and he's just an orb changer with 20% attack at the start of turn, so he ain't doing nothing. It's like they didn't give him dodge, they didn't give him this, they didn't give him that. He lowers defense, which is completely trash. So let's go ahead and move on over to the next unit. So just like Janemba, right? Super 17 does extreme. Super 17 does the exact same thing as Janemba does, just with a worse link set. I mean, he does have big bad bosses, but with a worse link set, and he doesn't lower defense in his super attack effect. But we do have two Super 17s that could be awakened from a summonable SR, so it's like he does extreme. He's a orb changer from STR to tech. It's like, I mean, I know that there's probably some sort of team build that I definitely did not research about where you can use this guy and this guy on, but it's just like, other than using this guy and this guy over here on like some sort of monotype team for him to change orbs for like some sort of nuker back in 2017 that I don't know about. It's like all three of these guys right here, I am sure there is a use that these three had. I just cannot think of it because I did not do any specific research on some of these SRs. So I'm going in cold turkey. So let me take a look at their leader skills. So you are in an STR type enemy, 25% attack minus. So yeah, your leader skills, I mean, for Battle Road, this could be interesting if you run double of him. But I mean, other than that, who really cares? Yeah, other than that, it's like, you can use them like for some sort of funky meme build, like I said for the Boda Magetta for these two STR and Invisible ones. But yes, there's not really too much more to talk about with these two guys. The only difference between these two is their typings, and then this guy's just in the same boat as these two guys are. So yes, that's really all there is to say about these guys right here. Now, moving on over to the... look at his card art. Oh man, Kid Buu, calm down. Okay, so he lowers defense and he starts out with 70% attack and defense at the start of turn. He does have big bad bosses. The good thing about this is that most of these guys do have big bad bosses. You have it, you have it. It's like you have it, and then you have it. It's like, do you have it? You don't. That's okay. That's okay. So going on over to this Kid Buu, which is this art is just too funny. So yeah, he starts out with 70% attack and defense, and he disables enemy's guard. Not much to look at here. So just 2017 unit that has a start of turn defensive and attack buff, and that's really it. This guy, nothing special. Nothing special to see here, folks. Probably his leader skill for the time could be used, but other than that, no one really cares. Let's go on over to this. What is it? This is the Skinny Buu. Yes, this is probably the best out of all of them because he has the most use. He's doing something that's good, other than him who has an attack buff, other than these two guys, which are they're just niche options for Battle Road, and this guy who's just a support type unit along with this guy, and then these three being orb changers. Like, yeah, three. Is these three? No, you're a support type unit. No, you're a support type unit. Other than these three, the two Super 17s and the Janemba being orb changers. It's like orb changer, orb changer, orb changer, support type unit, niche super battle road units, and then just like attack and defensive buff unit along with attack defensive buff unit. You have this guy who's honestly the best of all of them. He seals, and he's an attack debuffer that dodges. This guy's good. Well, what can I say? This guy is actually quite great for battle road. This is the best summonable SR in the game. Yeah, there's no summonable SR that aged better than this guy, because sealing is quite useful for both Dokkan Battlefield and Battle Road, along with his attack debuff, and he also has dodge chance, that's okay. That's okay about this guy. I don't think there really is much more to talk about him. So he is unarguably the best summonable SR in the game. Look at his little super attack thing. It's just dot dot dot. So I think that is really about it. Let me go ahead and indulge on what this guy's best linking partner is. Who's your best linking partner, friend? He's right over here. Yes, this guy, and then you have this guy over here. How many links at link level? What? This is 100% of what? Huh? What? Are my eyes deceiving me? These two are sharing 100 link level 10, 100% attack, 25% defense, 4 key, and are we talking about the same unit? It's like he's not gonna hit hard anyways, but 25% defense, 4 key, and 3% HP recovery is actually pretty nice for him. Okay, I think that's really about it. I appreciate you guys watching. Also, shout out to the person that did comment this video idea to me. You know, I had to get to it because I thought this video idea was interesting. I felt as if though I had to talk about some of these summonable SRs because it's like no one thinks about these units. So to the person that did ask me to talk about these units, shout out to you. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.